Yo, what is going on, guys? Here, my name is XBuzzerMan, and today we're going to be going over 5 idiots of Clash of Clans. Now, if you guys have any funny screenshots or something that relates to this video in particular, tweet at me at XBuzzerMan. It should appear right about now, and I'll use it for the next idiots of Clash of Clans. I hope this to be a long-standing series. The first idiots of Clash of Clans are the gemmers, who are very, very bad at the game. Now, I know Clash of Clans would tend to disagree because they want all the money they can from those gemmers, and they do give themselves a good financial aid for that. But these guys that are like Town Hall level 10 and can't even successfully raid a Town Hall level 5 or a Town Hall level 6, let's be more realistic there. I tend to see it a lot of times in wars. There's these Town Hall level 10s who literally don't even get a star in their raids because they're trying to attack people with level 2 barbarians. Those guys who are just that bad at raiding at that high of a Town Hall, usually in the realm of Clash of Clans, you think, oh man, he's a high Town Hall. He's got really good defenses. I'm going to look up to this guy. But then you quickly realize, this guy is not who he thought he was. The Bears are who we thought they were. That is basically what it is. But he's really not the Bears, and it's just nothing the same at all. But yeah, that Town Hall level 10, I just find them, I'm like, golly, you totally missed the point of Clash of Clans, building your bases up and being able to raid well. Alright, right here are my favorite types of idiots, those guys who just destroy global chat. Anybody in global chat usually is somewhat of an idiot, but even I'll admit I am an idiot in global chat as well. There's no serious conversations that go on in global chat except for new clan recruiting, or how was your day, or are there any girls on here? Global chat is the new eHarmony for Clash of Clans. It's pretty interesting how that works. I mean, you get on there and you say I'm a girl, and then all of a sudden you get about 6 guys saying, oh dude, I bench 225, you know, I'm 6'4", and I look really, really good in tights. I tend to see that all the time. Or you're like, you go in, you get a Master League, you get to Master League, you go into Global. You know, whenever I get to Crystal League, I always like try to get out of my clan, and then I'll go into Global and just see how many invites you get. You literally say clan. That's all you need to say. Let alone, all you need to say is C. If you say C, they're thinking you need to go to a clan, and they're going, oh god, we gotta send them an invite, and then you get swarmed with invites. I mean, even anything. You could say literally Q, you'll get 16 invites if you're at a halfway decent trophy count. And I know that's a good way to recruit and all, but I just find it really funny. These guys kind of look embarrassing, but you know, sometimes you gotta have that. You gotta have that. That I don't even know what to say about it. But man, I can't think of the word. Humility. That's the word right there. That's the word I was looking for. You gotta have humility sometimes when you're trying to get stuff done. So just global chat in general is a funny place to look, and you always get some good reactions. I put a few up throughout the video just to show you. Let's go on to the next one. So we're all victims of this one, and it has to be the base designer. If you're thinking, I'm going to go off on a limb and I'm going to create an amazing base right here. So you start going, you're making things, and then all of a sudden you have like the Nazi swastika going on, and you're like, oh god, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? And then you change it out, and you have like maybe a katana or something, or like a sword, or then you just make it an iPad, a big old square, and you think, wow. That is one solid base right there. You know, I really think it's going to stop some raids. You leave it for overnight. You know, you take your shield off. You want to see how well it's going to do, and it gets 3-star. Let alone, it doesn't even get 3-star. It gets 3-star within a minute. And even worse, you have the troops just dancing around on your grave when they're done. They're going, barbarians are having a little feast with all your stuff. You know, the goblins are just swimming in your loot, and you're like, oh man. That was not a good base. I don't think that really was. And what makes it even worse is if you have this moment and you go, dude, check this base out, or someone comes up to you in school or something, even if you're clanmates, you're like, dude, I have the best base in America. You know, this thing should be the next Tesla theme park, and you're like, oh man, the guy that's just looking at it is like, I really, really don't want to say anything mean, but that is probably the worst piece of crap base I've ever seen in my life. And you know, you're talking to this guy, and you're like, so what would you change on this? And the guy's like, let me think. I think I'm gonna go with everything. I'll change everything on that. And you're like, nah, dude, it's not that bad. So we all have those moments where we're just narrow-minded and we're thinking this is the best base ever. And that kind of humility always gets back to us. I know I've had probably at least 100 of those experiences, maybe even 200. So let's go on to the next one. The worst and probably most guilty guy out of all of these idiots is definitely that guy who spends gems on training troops. Now, we get this a lot. You know, you can spend gems in some pretty dumb ways, but usually there's always some negative connotations when a guy's spending gems on troops. One, they forgot to raid in their war, so they're going ahead and spending all their gems on the last hour to train up a troop setup that usually takes about 3 hours, maybe an hour and a half. We'll say an hour and a half. And he doesn't have enough time, so he goes gem, and gets his 2 raids in very fast. I say that because I do that way more than anyone else. I do that pretty much every time. I'm like, oh crap, there's a war. Even though I get about 6 notifications throughout the day that, hey man, you got a war. Hey man, you got raided. Hey man, check this out, war. I'm thinking, oh, I'll put it off. It's 6 hours away. I'll put it off. It's 45 minutes away. No, I'm not going to put it off. It's 10 minutes away. Let's spend all these gems I just worked really hard to get. So those guys usually who spend gems on training troops, always, half the time, they're always, not even half the time, 98% of the time, they're training because they forgot about war. The next time is they're just really, really impatient. Usually when people get gems, they're not going to spend them on training troops because they're going to wait that time. They're going to at least spend them on walls. Like come on, man, just spend something other than troops. So I get that all the time, that people are just like, oh man, I forgot about war, man. What am I going to do? Even think about it. Like, you got to be really, really last minute to really resort to spending gems on troops. Like, you can at least boost the barracks, and maybe like an hour-long army composition will only take 15 minutes because it's 4 times a boost. So you must be within like the last 30 to 20 minutes of the game to where you have literally no time left. So that classifies you as an idiot. Me, myself, and I am definitely an idiot as well. Now, I have sympathy for these guys, but I tend to get very frustrated with these, or I just think to myself, why are you even playing this game? Do you have fingers? Or do you even have the left side of your brain? And these are these guys who are just complete and total noobs, even if they played the game forever. I mean, these guys could be playing Clash of Clans for a year now, and they still do not get the basic concept of, if you don't have it, just stop. I tend to see that all the time. Like, a guy, here's your example. I have it on the screen. Like, why in the world would you go for the middle of the base when it's wide open? The middle of the base is wide open. There's clearly something going on. There's something sketchy going on in the middle of that base, and they said, oh man, they must be stupid. They think they got a 1-up on you when really the other guy has 2-ups on you. It's like, no, just stop. Like, they deploy that troop, and then it just gets annihilated by about 6 Teslas, and then, you have everything going, and then they go, okay, so one troop didn't work. There's about 60 things firing at that one troop, so I'll just deploy my whole army and see what happens. And then that army gets completely mutilated and nothing happens. So things like just people that get just tricked overall, they get tricked into hacks or something, and they end up giving away their account. They try to do some glitches, they get banned. They make a funny gesture within their base, which I will admit, that's not idiotic, that's pretty just funny. And I always get a kick out of it when I'm just raiding and I see, man, F this game designed in a base. So just people who are really stupid, they don't know when to quit. Maybe the raid isn't going so well and they know they can't even get a star, but they just still keep going in that same line. You'll see Godson COC. He always makes fun of them in the fail Tages. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and that's the last tip. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That was kind of different than what I usually do. I'm usually more serious, and even if I try to crack some jokes, usually people are like, that's probably the worst joke I've ever heard, man. I mean, really? where'd you get that? Your joke book? Your joke book? Did you write that down at night? I get that all the time, and sometimes I just want to talk and vent, and these Idiots of Clash of Clans series really get me going. So if you have any cool screenshots, funny videos, send them to my Twitter at xbuzzerman. It should appear once again right here, and we're just going to be venting. Put in the comment section down below any more idiots that you have. I know this is kind of like the top 5 most annoying people, but these are just idiots that they're not really annoying. They're just, you're like, oh my god, this is just a facepalm moment. So yeah, I hope we can get like a little roundtables discussion going. And don't forget that even though there's all these idiots, there's probably me, which is the biggest one. So yeah, we're just gonna throw that out there. And definitely one more thing, I'm sorry for wasting, what is this, we're working on 10.5 minutes of your life. So yeah, I should have warned you, but life equals wasted. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, and later.